So, objectively, what did the web bot predict? And it's like, okay, how do you even look at something objectively? You can tell that how I'm going to look at this event, I'm going to look at it from a perspective of we all want peace, we all want love, we all really want the goodness. We are powerful, loving, peaceful beings. Now, what we got going on, there's a duality. So when you're going to judge things, you're going to judge things to either be negative or positive. That's something that we see when we make judgments. So we've seen somebody's judgment based on the concept it's all about death, and it's all, negative. And so you're going to look at when a negative event is going to show up. So consciously, if we want to believe, if we want to just believe in this shit is real, that you can see the consciousness actually predict what's going on. It ain't rocket science. Like if I start saying, it looks like the same old pattern, and last time it was a depression, there's going to be a few other people that are going to start being aware of the same behaviors and start changing their language to predict that, yeah. And in history, this is something that was pretty weird for me to observe, but I always lived in Ontario, Canada, and then I lived in Alberta. And Alberta, basically, in my lifetime, it was so underdeveloped that they actually only had outhouses. They didn't even have running water to flush toilets with in my lifetime in Alberta. So they were really out of touch with the Industrial Revolution, basically, in my lifetime. So I've had the industrial economic thing happening in Ontario, and I've seen the underdeveloped in Alberta in my lifetime. And you can see the mindset in Ontario, what causes recessions and depressions and, the cash flow, all depended on fear. Like if you could get people saying, oh, there's going to be a recession right away, people start saving their money, and as soon as they save their money, they stop putting money into the economic system, which creates the recession. Where when I ended up moving, to Alberta, there's just like a lot of kids moved there. You were young-minded, you didn't experience the depression and the fear that, oh, here's always all these signs that we need to be in fear of. No, it was a generation of people that said, I'm going to give my kids everything I didn't have. So they were spoiled little brats, basically, and that would be my generation. And we all moved to Alberta because there's this boom going on. You could do a lot of, work. You didn't need that much training and make a ton of money. So there was like, evil was like, hey, come here, get some money. You don't have to work that hard. You don't even have to be good at what you're doing. And so a lot of buildings I know that were first built, were not built by skilled people at all. They were built by people that didn't really give a shit about anything. The whole province is basically built by the mindset that we don't really give a shit about anything. We just want the money. But anytime in Alberta, if there's signs of the same fearful, there's going to be a recession, you know what these people do in Alberta with that mindset? If there's a recession, that's the time these kids start spending their money. They go and buy boats. They go and buy a lot of big shit and take vacations and start spending their money, and then the economy just flows again. Yes, there's global laws have changed and influenced. The more we get global, the more that little game, the effects are only felt by the global feeling and experience of it. But the same mentality is going on. How you feel in your actions towards anything. So pulling it somewhat back, what did the web bots tell you? And it's like, yeah, you know what's going on. Your neighbor knows what's going on, and you can have conversations about what's going on. So yes, you can tell what is actually going on in the consciousness of us, that you can predict, here's a possibility. So basically, we know for fact that we had a major evilness, a mindset that was getting stuck in a negative direction, being pulled into it like a black hole, able to destroy us, creating Armageddon. That possibility was there. Somebody's seen it. We've seen the behavior develop, but it didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Because good overcame evil. Apparently, there's enough of us making a shift that we're now starting to take a second step, and we're aware of the black hole. We're aware of that negative because they predicted it in the WebBot. We can sort of see, hey, you're talking about negative shit. It's like somebody telling me to quit smoking. It's like, hey, are you listening to yourself? You got to love yourself. You got to love your body enough to quit smoking. And it's like, yeah, did you get through to me? Did you do what you needed to do to make me feel the love? Or did I do what I needed to do for me to feel that love to quit smoking? That was a time where somebody said, you're going off a cliff, and we had to stop and step back. Hey, we're a lot more powerful than that. And you know what? I'm mad as hell, and I ain't going to take it. And, oh, you know what? I'm just gaining some more information, and I'm not going to believe that that's true. I mean, there was a global shift of, I ain't going to take that, and I'm not going to make that reality happen. So there was a global shift, and you just aren't seeing it because there's nobody on the planet right now that's going to judge the data to say, hey, this is the gauge of what's happening with good right now. Maybe there's a lot of people that aren't believing in religion right now. Maybe a lot of people are starting to see, hey, yeah, maybe my religion is creating the negative experience. Maybe I should be more like Jesus, the guy that lived, instead of just, thinking the guy's going to save me after I killed everybody on the planet that looks like Jesus. Now Jesus is going to save me. Because, so maybe people are starting to be aware of their Bibles and not being Bibles. Maybe, people are just, thank God it's crashing. Because the more and faster it crashes, people are going to start to see what the game is, and the game will stop. So maybe there's like a, yeah, it's all going to crash. People are going to see what the truth is, and just the fight of people like me that are saying, hey, you need to wake up because bad shit's happening. Maybe some of those people are starting to wake up and make there's so many reasons why our language has changed to make that prediction not be true. But if you're looking at it from, okay, I am a judger, it's all about, okay, what is it I want to judge? Do I want to judge the doom and gloom? Let's see the data that proves it. Or do I want to be the judger of all the possibilities of something good? Is there proof of it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if we design that code based on that one rule, you could design data that says, here's where we make a major shift. And as soon as you start seeing that positive, we're all going to get it, trust me, people calm down. As soon as you make the suggestion, and as soon as people calm down, guess what? Everything changes. It is our fear that things aren't going to change that keeps us in that fight, flight. So the WebBot is amazing. It is a great tool. It's, and these guys are, brilliant. When I want to judge something, I judge that everybody is doing their fucking best. It's like, hey, I discovered something amazing. I think it could help the world, and then we put it on the world. And yeah, we got to make an income, so some people do make incomes off it. You can't fault them for that. And we're brainwashed to earn the highest buck, so I can't even blame the guy that's making the highest buck because I know he's brainwashed. I don't judge anybody to be evil. I believe everybody is just doing their fucking best. I'm pretty safe right there because I'm not going to be that offensive, other than the guy that wants to have an enemy, it's like, okay, I'm not taking your side, so you're going to be mad at me because I won't take your side. And it's like, I am going to say the truth about my opinion that might go against what you believe in, and just have the conversation. Now, there is another side of looking at things, and if you're angry, it's pointless. So I know I don't even want to have a conversation with you. And at all times, I could be wrong. That's the only time that I feel that my judgments are a little bit more in check, is because I'm constantly, I could be wrong. I'm open to the conversation. I'm just not scared to put something wild out there to see what comes back. And yeah, my smoking addiction has to be, that's reflecting on, okay, do I believe in my own shit? Can I detach my own emotions from your anger of you first learning that I could be wrong? And that anger that I may experience may throw me off my guard, and I'll say shit I don't really mean, because I give you all the power, and you can literally control the words that come out of my mouth. So it's like, in order to gain perfect control, I have to gain perfect control of myself. And as long as I'm smoking, I don't have that control. So but I'm still going to throw it out there. Hell, this is the time to throw shit out there and just have a conversation, because it's just a fucking conversation. It's just an opinion. And as we can see, every one of us could be wrong, so I could be wrong. It's just something interesting to think about. Peace out.